Hi, everyone. I'm Reverend Jack Elliott. Welcome to SageTalk. I'm often asked why, in addition to the science of mind philosophy, do we teach the Four Agreements by Don Miquel Ruiz? Well, I wanted to offer this SageTalk to really show you how to use the Four Agreements as we move through life, as we move through consciousness, as we move through how life got to be the way that it is to a place where life works for all of us. So let's review the Four Agreements. The Four Agreements are: be impeccable with my word. Do not take anything personally. Do not make assumptions. Do your best always. So once again, be impeccable with my word. Do not take anything personally. Do not make assumptions, and to do your best always. So let's break them down. Be impeccable with your word. Say, use, keep, remember are action words. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Be discerning. Think before you speak. Speak your truth. Be your authentic self. And say what you mean and mean what you say. Use your eyes. I feel, I think, I believe, might I offer. Remember, use your eyes. We're not here to say you should. No, you shoulds in this time of life. Keep or renegotiate agreements. Keeping agreements with others and keeping your agreements with yourself is essential for living the Four Agreements. If you make a commitment to be someplace at 11 o'clock, be there at 11 o'clock. If you're going to complete a task by Friday, complete the task by Friday. Do what it takes for your word to be counted on. And we're human. Know that if you cannot do it, renegotiate the agreement. There's no harm in calling somebody and saying, I need to renegotiate this, and here's why. Oftentimes in life, we operate on that premise. It's easier to get forgiveness than it is to get permission. That's not how we live by the Four Agreements. Remember, every word that you speak is a prayer. So be conscious of what comes out of your mouth. Be conscious of what you say and know that the universe is listening. The universe wants to provide what it is that you ask for. So if you're asking for a negative, you're going to get a negative. If you're putting your focus on the negative, what does Science of Mind teach us? Where you put your focus, it expands. So remember, every word you say is a prayer. Do not take anything personally. Again, remember our key words. Remember, seek, bless, and ask. Remember, you have not been called to put in the correction. Sometimes we have this belief when we're coming from ego that the world is just waiting on us to tell them how it should be. Or we feel so called that we can get into other people's business to put in the correction. That's not living the Four Agreements. What we are here to do is to seek to understand their intention. We can do so by saying, tell me a little bit more about that. Help me to understand. Our goal is to seek to understand their intention. Bless and release, and don't get any of it on you. What I mean by don't get any of it on you is to understand that maybe all you're to do in any situation is to listen. If someone is spewing their upset, maybe they are operating from this premise of life happens to them. Allow them to get it out. Don't get any of it on you. Don't try to put in the solution. Merely listen. And then let them know that you have the confidence in them that they will work it out. In each situation, when you feel tempted to take something personally, ask yourself, is there anything in this for me to know, learn, or to do? Now, you're not asking your ego. You're asking for divine guidance. You're asking spirit to say, do this, do this. So whenever you're tempted to go to ego, and if we're taking things personally, we're all in ego. So we want to believe that we can step out of ego and understand if there's something more for us to know, do, or say. Do not make assumptions. Now, one of the very first books that led me to this teaching was a book by Terry Cole Whitaker. The title of the book is What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. What a wonderful way to look at life. We are people pleasers sometimes. We are trying to get agreement for people, so we want to know what they think. Instead, I'm going to offer the idea is let's give up this idea of even caring what others think, because you don't know their intention, you don't know their agenda, you don't know their why. All you know is your experience. Be in your own business. Understand why you do what you do, and live by the 4 agreements. What might be happening, and this is why it's so important not to make assumptions, is divine right action may be unfolding right before your eyes. You may want to rush in because you think you know what is better for somebody else, what will help them on their journey, but you do not. You are called to be a witness to their unfolding. You're here to watch them grow. You're here to see them figure it out for themselves. So understand that divine right action is unfolding right before your eyes. Trust the process. Remember, their journey is not your journey. You have all that you can do to live your own life authentically. Allow others the grace and the ease to live their life authentically. Let them be about their journey. And sometimes you may have to say, your good lies elsewhere. May you quick be to it if it becomes too much of an imposition on your life. Finally, once again, ask yourself, is there anything in this for me to know, learn, or do? Whenever you're tempted to make an assumption, you are back in that plateau of consciousness where you're believing that life is happening to you. You're in the ego. So while you're there, the bridge out is to ask spirit for guidance, to ask spirit, what is mine to know, learn, or do? Do your best. Always. Do your best always. Ask spirit for the guidance required for your journey. Many of us begin each and every day by asking, Spirit, what is mine to be, do, and have today? Listen to the answer. Discern, trust, forgive, and release as required. If you're asking Spirit for guidance, you are moving up in your consciousness, and you will be able to discern what is yours to be, do, and have. You'll be able to trust what is yours to be, do, and have. You'll be able to forgive whatever is required and to release whatever is holding you back. It's very simple. Execute a vision, purpose, and intention for your life. It's called living a life with intention. It is called living my life my way. In order to do so, you must have a vision, you must have a purpose, and you must have an intention. Create it. Affirm the 4 agreements with every breath that you take. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to suggest that if you affirm the 4 agreements with every breath that you'll take, you will know that you've got this. But here's what that might look like. My affirmations. I am impeccable with my word. I do not take anything personally. I do not make assumptions. I do my best always. Those are the 4 affirmations to live your life by. Those are the 4 affirmations that will be your core values for getting you from where you are to where you want to be in life. So with that, I say thank you for listening to the Sage Talk today. If you would like a copy of these slides so that you can look at them, I invite you to go to elderprideforme.org. Click on the page that says blogs, documents, and more, and you'll see these slides so that you can print them out, so that you can study them, and so that you can share with others. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of today's Sage Talk.